Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel today. I'm Larilyn with House for Coaching Design. Come with me to my cutting table to see what I'm working on today. Okay, so I have a pair of pants here, and the hip area of the pants, it's just a little bit too wide. There's just like a little extra room here. I'm gonna go in and alter the crotch depth to these because it's a little baggy throughout here. And also the pockets are just a little bit longer. This was a pair of pants that was made without a fitting. Initial first fitting, they were just kind of sewn up. And initially, once they were tried on, she'd lost a little weight. So we got to go in and take in the waist here. And I'll probably just add a dart in the waist to keep it simple, as opposed to going in and disassembling this entire waistband. I don't know, we'll see on that part. And then the pockets, again, we'll go in and basically shorten the depth of the pockets, if that makes sense. And then we'll lose a little width or girth throughout the hip areas as well. So that's what I'm working on today. Okay, so first I've taken the pants and I've flipped them to the outside. So we're looking at the face fabric here, and this is the lining over here. I've gone down about probably 5 inches from the top of where that pocket starts, and I'm just going to taper down about a 1/2 inch in all the way down for, let's see how many inches that measures. That's probably about 9.5 inches all the way down. I'm going to take that 1/2 inch down. Again, that's going to narrow in the hips as well as narrow the pocket, as well as the upper corner of where your hand would go into the pocket. It's not as deep, so it's going to be a less depth to the pocket to help fit better around the hips since she's lost some weight. Okay, so I'm at the machine and I'm just going to do my 1/2 inch stitch from here at the top of the pocket all the way down, taking in the hip. And I just taper from the top as well as tapering. Once I get to the very end, I'm going to taper back into my seam, just for a smooth, even transition. Okay, so I've slimmed down the hip area on the sides here, and you can kind of see from the side you want that seam to look the same. Pocket is not as deep, but the hip is definitely narrower. So I'm going to move on to the waistband, and instead of doing the dart, I think I will go ahead and just open this waistband up. It's a little bit more work. Once I open it up, I'll show you what I'll be doing next to make it smaller. Okay, so moving on to the waistband, I'm using my trusty seam ripper here, and I'm gonna go to these tiny little stitches here and painstakingly removing probably every other one to make it a little simpler, and that allow me to expose the waistline to the pant for me to do this alteration. And again, she lost a little weight, a couple inches, 2 to 3 inches in the waist. So by the time these were sewn, since it was remotely sewn, once she was able to get them on, they were a little big, but she was able to wear them. And I'm just gonna go in and tweak just for a better fit. So there's a lot of work behind the scenes with alterations. You want the final product and end result to look the same as if it's unchanged for the most part. All right, so you can see the inside here that's kind of exposed. That's what I want to get to open all of that up. And then I'll be able to measure to determine how much to take in. Okay, so here I'm working on the lining. You can see I have the back portion of the center back seam opened, and I'm going to take about 5/8 of an inch from each side here. So I've got my ruler here, and I'm going to mark this out at about 5/8 of an inch on each side here. I'll do 5/8 there, and then I will do about 5/8 over here. And then I'm going to basically just simply turn that seam on itself, right sides together. Basically what you're doing is just forming a dart. So where I've marked that out, I've got those two pieces together, and I'm gonna do a dart just basically from the top all the way down. So just like a triangular dart, and that takes that waistline in by the amount that you want to narrow that circumference by. And I'm just gonna stitch it up. Okay, so from the lining portion, you can see the triangular dart that was sewn here, and that's the lining. You want that to look original on the inside. And then the same thing with the face fabric. I've taken those pieces sewn right sides together. I've made a much larger dart, and you can go in and basically cut all of the excess off. I just kind of leave it for in case the client, you know, actually gains the weight back. You can always redo the alteration. And from the outside, you can see just how nice that back center seam looks. So we're just going to reattach our waistband back, and our alteration is complete. And now I'm on the inside of the waistband. So this is your lining portion I'm closing up, and this is the face fabric to the waistband, right sides together, pinning all of that closed and closing up the seam, and that's it. All right, so here are the finished waistbands. That side hip has been narrowed on both of these sides here. That's a glimpse of the inner waistband that's put back together and the outer waistband, and that's it from the back. Alrighty guys, so I just have to put the clasp back here, and that will be it for this pants adjustment. I've also taken in the inner seam of the crotch to put that back together and redid the hem, because I had to cut those down too. Alright, thanks for watching. Laralyn with House of a Coty Design. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and liking and sharing, commenting also on the video helps these small channels to grow and helps with this YouTube algorithm. This channel is all about sewing, design, embroidery, pattern making, and sharing my love as I grow in this journey with this new hobby as I'm growing my retirement gig. Follow me also guys on other social media platforms: TikTok, House of a Coty Design, Instagram at House of a Coty, and Facebook, House of a Coty Design and Gifts. Usually I post about once every couple weeks. Sometimes I do a series of different things. If you're into vintage sewing, check out my vintage sewing playlist. I've got some neat things coming up in the next couple of months there as well. And pattern making, of course, is just kind of interspersed as I'm testing the pattern designs for those that I make for clients as well as for myself, and testing for the commercial market sometime soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.